Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through of Iliad 22, and I got up to line 224. So at this stage, Apollo has been helping Hector, but then he leaves him, and Athena has now appeared, is now going to attempt to con Hector into stopping and fighting Achilles face to face. So then we continue on here. Hosfat Atheniae. Thus spoke Athena, but he, that's Achilles, was persuaded. And he rejoiced Thumo in his heart, and he stood there, so in other words he stopped, erestes, so having resting upon his, this is the melies, the ashen spear, understood, and which is kalkoglokinos, which has bronze barbs. So he stood there, he stopped there, and was resting upon his ashen spear with its bronze barbs. Heida ara ton men elepe, and she, accordingly, she left him on the one hand, but on the other hand, she found glorious Hector. Deiphobos, now, like in body, in Demas, like in body and in, well, something like unwearied, it's a funny word here, unwearied voice, to Deiphobos. So she's turned herself into Deiphobos and appeared to Hector. Now Deiphobos was Hector's full brother, that is, he was the son of Hecabe and Priam. Priam, of course, had many children, not all of them by Hecabe. He last appeared in book 13, which is a while back, where he was wounded. So he appears to Hector, and standing near, well, we'd have to say she addressed him with winged words. Homer does this when a goddess turns herself into a male. Homer will still use the feminine participles, even though the persons turned themselves into a male. So standing near, she addressed him with winged words. Aether was an epsilon elided here. It's a funny word. I think it means something like dear or trusted one. It's certainly a term of very close endearment, which is even more ironic given the fact that it's all completely deceptive. A malade se biasdatai ocus Achilles. So, surely indeed, swift Achilles, biasdatai se, is pressing hard upon you. Diocan pursuing you around the city of Priam, so notice the accent on peri because it's going with astu, with his swift feet, dative plural from pus. Al age, but come, indeed, steomen. This is an epic form of the aorist subjunctive. It's a hortatory subjunctive. Let us stand here, indeed, and remaining here, let us ward him off. Let us defend ourselves. Tein didaute prosiepen megas koruthiolos Hektor, and Hector, great Hector of the shining helmet, in turn addressed her. Deiphobos. Again, as I mentioned before, although it's now looking like a he, the audience and Homer know it's really Athena. So Deiphobos, amen moi toparos polyphiltatos esther. Indeed, previously you were dearest by far, that's an adverbial use, dearest by far to me, of all my gonotone, literally of all my relatives, but probably here we translate brothers. whom Hecabe and the children whom Hecabe and Priam begat, gave birth to. So as I mentioned, Priam has had lots and lots of sons, but not all of them, only a smaller number, had Hecabe as the mother. But now, so previously, so Top Paros is now balanced with the Noondet, but now I think in my mind to honour you even still more. So I am minded to honour you even more in my fresin, in my frame, in my mind, or in my heart. You who, Heineca emu, on my account, you dared to come out from the walls, the genitive there, from Takos, when you saw me with your eyes. But the others, they remain within, they remain entos, then inside. So he thinks that Deiphobos alone has come out to help him when the others have stayed inside in terror. The grey-eyed goddess Athena then addressed him, or almost addressed him in reply, but just addressed him. Now again we get this Athea, O dearest one, O trusted one. Amen pola mater kai potnea mater. So surely my father and my lady mother in turn besought me, they were beseeching me. I think this is an omicron here, elided, mature and omicron, it's imperfect. They were beseeching me, each of them in turn, muchly. Gunumenon, almost grabbing me by the knees, so supplicating me. And around them were my comrades, adverbial use of amphi here. And around them were my comrades. They were exhorting me, Althi, to remain there in that place. For all of them were trembling, toi uton, to such a degree. For to such an extent all of them were trembling. But my heart within, etereto, was distressed, from Terumai, with baleful grief. Nun dithos memma ote makomatha. This is a funny verb. It comes from a defective verb ma'o, which doesn't occur in that form. We only get the perfect form of that, mema'a, which normally means to be keen, to be to desire. Ma'o itself means to desire. So this has the sense of I desire, I long for. But in with this use of ithos for straight, this combination here has the sense of hastening on or charging straight on. And that's probably what it is here, I think. But now that it's in the duel, let us fight, the two of us charging straight on. Nor, esto, let there be a fair dole. I think this is only here in Homer. It's connected with phytomai, to spare, so it's a sparing, or so let there be, let there not be grudging use, duron, of woods, in any way, of woods in the sense of it's a metonymy. So when you see wood, it often refers to, here in this context, to the spears. So let there be no sparing of spears in any way, in order that we might know, this is a subjunctive with a short vowel, we might know if Achilles, having killed duel, the two of us, might carry off, perhaps might win if it's in the middle, might win as his prize, or carry off, if you prefer, enara botienta, the bloodied spoil, and to take them to the ship, to the hollow ships, and then or he might be tamed. This is a passive subjunctive here from damasdo or damnami, one of those verbs, or that he might be tamed by your spear. Hos pharmene, thus Athena speaking. The chi is kind of odd here, but anyway, you can just translate it. Thus, so speaking thus, and we'll probably say also. Speaking thus, Athena also literally led him on, kerdasune, by beguilement. Has the sense of beguile or to trick for one's own gain, kerdos here. Hoi dehoti de skedonesin ep aleloisin iontas, and they then going, when they were near to one another. This again is slightly odd here. I think it's the two of them went on, but then they in the sense of when they were near to one another, that is when Hector was near to Achilles. Hector of the sparkling or shining, great Hector of the shining helmet, addressed him, proteros, first, him being Achilles. Us eti paleos huia, phobesamai. Well, it may be, I no longer flee in fear of you, O son of Peleus, or just I'm no longer frightened of you, but it has the sense of phobio in Homer, has the sense of routing or chasing in fear. So we can just say, I no longer am frightened of you, son of Peleus, or I no longer run away in fear. Hos toparos pair, as I did previously. Tris peri astu mega priamu dion. Now, dion here is a verb. Be careful. We get dios with the circumflex. That's the adjective. This is dion, the verb. Possibly, it's a bit ambiguous. It's possibly connected with dado, to fear, but probably, I think, more likely some active form of diami, to pursue, or dio. So 3 times I was fleeing, or others say it simply means I'm running. So it's a funny form. You need to look at the commentaries on this one. My note here just says it could mean I was running in fear. So 3 times I was running around the great city of Priam. Udi pot etlane, nor ever did I dare to wait for you as you were coming against me. But now my heart, anakin from anhiami, literally lets me loose, so urges me to stand, infinitive here, opposite you, face to face with you. Heloimi ken a ken heloiang. Notice the lovely chiastic structure here. We've got the a balancing these two forms. This is from hierio in the active. This is an aorist optative. So I would kill you, and you use haliskamai as the passive of hierio, and so this is the aorist optative from haliskamai, which is used, as I said, as a passive for hierio. So I would kill you, or I would be killed. It's a very neat little half line there. But come, epidomatha from epidynamai, it's literally let us bring in, it's a kind of technical word, let us bring in the gods as witness, let us bring in here the gods as witnesses. For they will be the best marturoi, witnesses, and episcopoi, not bishops, but overseers of our harmony, our own. This is a feminine noun, Elsewhere it's used of joints from hamosdo, to fit together, used of joints in various contexts, but here it's agreements. So they will be the best witnesses and overseers of our agreements. Now the point is that Hector wants to make sure that if he does get killed, his body gets sent back to his family. And of course Achilles has at this stage no intention of doing that. Uga ego se ek paglon aekio. Now this is from aekisdo, which is, this is an Attic future. You get a case, mutilation and so on, and outrageous and so on. This is the verb from this aekisdo, to mutilate or outrage or maltreat, and we get here one of those Attic futures, so called. So for I will not mutilate you, ek paglon, terribly, if Zeus, Ken, might doe grant, so this is a subjunctive here, so if Zeus might grant for me kamoniane, so this is a the cam is for really for kata, and the mon, so it means the power to outlast you, or resilience or staying power. So if Zeus might grant for me the staying power, and I might take, subjunctive, your life. But when, or perhaps almost after, or with the ken, I suppose, whenever there'll be a subjunctive here, I might rob you of your famous armour. So when I strip you of your famous armour, Achilles, I will give your corpse back to the Achaians. And then this bit here is go and do thou likewise, really, hos desu resdain, infinitive for imperative. So you do hos in this way, so you act in the same way. And that is the next part of book 22.